Well, my dear friends, the following comment from a subscriber, brief, factual, and clearly articulated, should cause every American to be righteously outraged. Somehow, I knew that a certain name would surface in all of this, but since I absolutely hate the biatch, didn't want to be the one to say it first, because I would be accused of bias or something. So here it is, in all of its factual splendor and demonic treachery. And yes, I do read all of your comments. I may not have the time to respond to all of you, but the heart on your comment is how I acknowledge you and let you know that at least if you took the time to write it, I took the time to read it. Thank you, and God bless you all. I want to thank my subscriber David Johnson, who commented on this video that I did with Will Kanishi about CPS abuse. He writes, some background information for folks who may be new to this. CPS, as we presently know it, is the supposed reform called ASFA of 1997, masterminded by Hillary Clinton with bipartisan support. Its core is U.S. Code Title 4E, which provides essentially unlimited funding without any effective oversight or accountability. The perfect formula for getting bipartisan support. From the social welfare perspective, its explicit stated purpose, billed as a reform, was to get children in foster care out of foster care into adoptive homes. Sounds like maybe a good idea until you look at the specifics. Lots of money for removals, lots of money for getting the kid adopted out, and virtually nothing to return the child to its parents, and opaque record keeping to protect the privacy of the child. If you were going to create an organized crime child trafficking syndicate, it was the perfect formula, paid for by taxpayers. If the till were the general fund, it'd come up for appropriations every year, inviting criticism by Congress, so it comes out of the Social Security Fund instead. The CPS modus operandi is felony kidnapping under color of law, punishable by up to death. Google kidnapping statute and the name of your state. There it is. Under color of law makes it a separate federal offense, and I'll leave that link in the description. CPS nowhere refutes the allegation that they're kidnappers because they'd have to point to the law, and the law nails them. The family court is the fiction that provides color of law. The court is a puppet show, not a real court. It's a so-called administrative court. CPS has no authority over individuals. Title IV is explicit about this. The family court does have jurisdiction over matters where the parties in the dispute have contracted with the family court to resolve the dispute. The family court pretends that the safety plan is that contract. However, the safety plan embodies none of the elements that comprise a contract, and I'll leave that link in the description as well. At 10 minutes 30 seconds, the interview suddenly goes off script. The criminals always confess. The entire thing is a fraud. Anyone who still doubts that CPS is a criminal syndicate in a war against not just the family, but against constitutional government itself, consider this. Thanks to the emergence of social media, it's gotten much easier for victims of the criminal syndicate to discover they are not alone and to go public. Threatening parents with doing harm to the children, kidnapper standard operating procedure no longer suffices to buy silence. The new tactic is to arrest opponents of CPS on false charges to shut them up. Of course, this involves police and real courts, not just the fraudulent CPS and family court system. And it ain't just Cindy. They even did it to Connie Reguli, an investigative journalist attorney with no kids in the system herself. Arrest on false charges is rapidly becoming the new standard modus operandi. Even that is just the tip of the iceberg. It's long been far worse than that for children. The kids know what's being done to them, and CPS has physical control of those kids and information about them. Listen to any kid who's been in foster care how kids are silenced. It's pervasive and it's vicious. This is an organization run by people with no moral conscience and without accountability or oversight. Therefore, nothing stops them from murdering any child who's become a liability. They occasionally murder adults who have become a liability. Not even Jeffrey Epstein, arguably the highest profile prisoner of this century, arrested by authority of President Trump himself, could be protected from the government-operated child trafficking machine of which he himself was an internationally famous operative. Another subscriber, Sammy Schindler, replied to David Johnson. He says, "Please fact-check your remarks. Part of her work was reporting Field McConnell not following through with help. At that time, Michelle's team, through the help of Speak Project, sent a helicopter rescue for child trafficking." Another comment in regard to Craig Sawyer. "I know about him through what he tried to do in Arizona. He was trying to use others' info to make a movie for Netflix. This is very serious criminal, corrupt business these demons have been running for years. Thank you, Dave, for bringing Will on your show. Will is another I have followed for some time." Hello, this is Dave from Net4Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. The preceding article, written in comment form, is probably one of the best dissertations on this corruption I've ever seen. And it is a personal vendetta of mine against these people, and you'll understand why when the abandoned farmhouse is finally revealed, that I've known about this crap for 25 years. And knowing about it and not being able to do anything about it because of the exact thing that was quoted in that article, that the system is corrupt. The system is designed for people to fail. We're all chattel anyway. The Corporation of the United States of America, your birth certificate, your driver's license, everything in capital letters says that you are essentially a slave. And that's another story altogether. But I never contracted with anybody to do anything for me that wasn't a valid agreement. And these people in the government that have been running this government for over 100 years have got to be taken out. And we finally have to declare that we are not going to take this shit anymore. Okay? We're not going to take this shit anymore. What happened in Virginia and what happened in Kentucky. Kentucky was, they're shitting their pants. Believe me, they're shitting their pants. People are finally waking up to what has been done to them, their parents, their grandparents, and their great-grandparents. They're waking up. And when the light finally gets turned on in the room, and everybody sees the 5-ton elephant that's sitting on the couch watching CNN along with them, the wrath of the American people is going to be very, very difficult to satisfy. And if it's not your kids worth fighting for, then take a pill and be done. Take a pill and be done. Leave this life, because if it wasn't for your kids, this life isn't worth living. If it wasn't for the next generation, I wouldn't be here doing this. And probably you wouldn't be here listening either. So this is the fight that we have to fight. The people who are guilty of these atrocities must be eradicated from off the face of the earth. There is no negotiating with the devil. And these people are the devil. Whether you want to believe in the devil or not doesn't make a difference. They believe it. And I believe it. It's true. It's empirical fact. And your disbelief and your apathy doesn't change the fact. Lock and load, people. It's coming. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to our backup channels, Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel, BitChute.com/net4Truth USA, and drop.space /@Net4Truth USA. We fly so close to the target, we are on our 5th fighter jet. We will be relentless and persistent until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/net4truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.